For those who have continued to see my issue-based constructive criticism of a bad system as bad and are maligning my person and the obedient for seeking good governance and a better future for all Nigerians, let them now read this report from the respected international news magazine, The Economist of London, and do the same. P.O. Alright, and then Peter Obi dropped the link. The Economist. Kidnappers are wreaking havoc in Nigeria, yet President Tinubu's security plan is worryingly like his predecessors. And that was on the 18th of January 2024. And Peter Obi he tweeted how much politicians in Nigeria care about national insecurity has long been correlated with how close it gets to their mansions in Abuja, the capital. On its outskirts, on January 2nd, a father and his 6 daughters were kidnapped, prompting a rare outcry on high. A crowdfunding effort to pay the ransom was even backed by a former minister. But the kidnappers instead killed one of the girls and demanded more cash. The wife of President Bola Tinubu publicly lamented a devastating loss, yet such horrors are still appallingly frequent and largely ignored by politicians. In one incident last week in Southeast, 45 people were kidnapped and are still missing, yet few leaders spoke out. The deadliest zone is the Northeast, where jihadists linked to Islamist State attack the army and villages. The Northwest, too, is riddled with gangs that routinely kidnap for ransom. A decade-long conflict between mostly Muslim herders and largely Christian farmers rumbles on in the country, where on Christmas Eve gunmen mowed down at least 160 people. Separatist violence still smothers in Southeast Asia. At his inauguration last May, Mr. Tinubu declared security his top priority, yet more than 3,600 people were kidnapped in 2023, the most ever, according to Tachlead, a global monitor of conflict. The snatching rose sharply after Mr. Tinubu took office, and almost 9,000 Nigerians were killed in conflict last year. The government stresses that in its most recent budget, spending on defense and the police took the biggest share, about 12% in all. Defense got a fifth more than it did last year, yet inflation is running at 29%. So in real terms, the defense budget has fallen. The government tends to splurge on fancy weapons systems that fail to tackle the root of the problem, which are poverty, poor education, and anger at army atrocities. The latest budget includes funds of 129 Turkish attack helicopters on top of the 12 costly Bell choppers bought last year from America for $1 billion, not to mention 12 Super Tucano attack aircraft. Buying strike drones has become so popular that the army runs in a fleet alongside that of their forces. But drones are very good at guarding schools from kidnappings, and heavy weaponry risks disaster. A drone recently killed at least 85 civilians at a festival in Kaduna State, not the first such cock-up. The army promised to fine-tune its operations, but more radical changes more radical change is needed. The police, well equipped but able to use better human intelligence, should lead on domestic security, not the army, which has been deployed in all 36 of Nigeria states. Another huge problem is the graft in security spending. Defense is a prime part of the budget where you can take large quantities of money out without people being any the wiser, says Matthew Page of Chatham House, a think tank in London. Much of the budget, he says, is still about rewarding those who paid to get Mr. TINUBU elected. Sometimes the army fails to receive its budget's allocation. This is worsened by a system known as security votes, whereby parts defenses spending are deemed too sensitive to require public oversight, the practice, which accounts for perhaps $700 million a year, increased sharply under the last president and may well jump more under Mr. TINUBU. The defense budget has nearly tripled since 2019, but thanks to inflation, wasteful purchases, sales, and corruption, Nigerians do not suffer. General Mustafa Musa, Chief Defense Staff, appears to understand the root of the insecurity. Military effort alone is incapable of restoring enduring peace, he says, adding that the army helped build hundreds of schools under his command in the northeast. Yet many politicians seem keener to spend on themselves rather than create the conditions for peace or fill the country's fiscal hole. Even if Mr. TINUBU resists the temptation to reinstate the petrol subsidy that he largely removed last year, debt servicing alone in 2024 may gobble up 61% of revenue. In November, the National Assembly approved SUVs for all 460 lawmakers at a reported cost of $150,000 plus per car. In 2 months, the government has budgeted $31 million to improve accommodation for the president and vice president in a country of around 220 million people, where more than 80 million are reckoned to live on less than $2.15 a day, and many fear being kidnapped. My people, Peter Obi will continue to speak, and he will continue to speak. You people did not give him his mandate. You people stole his mandate. Do what you asked, do what you said you are going to do. Your promises in campaign, do it, Mr. TINUBU. You guys can see that Peter Obi never mentioned President TINUBU because TINUBU is not his president. TINUBU is not my president. Peter Obi is my president. I don't know how I now take to him. If you be Agbado, you still hear my voice, then I don't think this video is for you. But if you comment the nonsense, I will block you. And maybe that is because Nigeria has not happened to you. We see people being kidnapped and being even killed, and they will still collect ransom. So these people, this is not even about kidnapping again. This is about terrorism. Yes, because these people, they have another agenda. Why you go collect money from somebody, you go still buy the person? Like seriously, look at Christmas Eve. When people were about to rejoice, for the Christmas, they go finish people life. My people, so this is where I'm going to end the gist to. Peter Obi is always there, and he will continue to present facts based on empirical data. And he will continue to say it as it is. If TINUBU like, make it no hear. If you like, make it hear. A word is enough for the wise. So please kindly like this video and share this video and subscribe if it's your first time. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.